Hi, we are Group 5 and today we will be presenting our research project titled The Influence of Influencer Marketing on Gen Z Purchase Intention. I would like to begin by introducing our team. My name is Kristi Minon and I am presenting alongside Angel Kong, Suraya Vu, Elisa Vera and Nur Ishami Nasrin. In this presentation, we will walk you through the background of our study, our research questions, the key findings, followed by discussion and conclusion. I will start by presenting the introduction. Generation Z is known for being the most active generation on social media. They spend hours every day browsing platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Through these platforms, Gen Z is constantly exposed to content created by influencers. These are individuals they admire, follow, and often trust. Because of this strong influence, many brands now use influencer marketing to reach Gen Z consumers. However, while this strategy is growing in popularity, there is still limited understanding of which elements of influencer marketing actually work best for Gen Z. That's why we decide to explore this topic further in our research. Even though many companies invest a lot in influencer marketing, they often don't understand what actually motivates Gen Z to buy. In Malaysia especially, there is a very limited academic research that explores how Gen Z react to influencer marketing. Many marketers assume that posting frequently or having good-looking content is enough, but that may not be true. Our study aims to investigate the real impact of four important factors. These include influencer credibility, content quality, the fit between the brand and the influencer, and the frequency of exposure. We want to know which of these factors truly affect the buying intentions of Gen Z in Malaysia.
Assalamualaikum and good day to Dr. Sharifah and all. My name is Nur Isham Minasin Jusa, and I will continue the presentation of research objective and research question. Before that, as we all know, in today's digital age, influencer marketing has become one of the most powerful tools for connecting with younger audience, especially Gen Z. This generation is constantly engaged with platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, where influencer plays a major role in shaping their preference and lifestyle choice. So our overall objective is to investigate how these influencer marketing factors impact the purchase intention of Gen Z consumers in Malaysia. As a generation that is digital first, highly aware of marketing tactics, and value authenticity, understanding what drives their behavior is crucial for business seeking to market effectively. To guide our research, we developed 5 research questions. The first one, how does influencer credibility affect Gen Z purchase intention? In simple terms, does trust in the influencer lead to trust in the product or brand they promote? Second one, to what extent does content quality influence Gen Z buying decision? We are referring to how visually appealing, informative, or creative the influencer content is and whether that makes the message more persuasive. The third one, what role does frequency of exposures play? Is seeing the same influencer repeatedly promote a product more likely to lead Gen Z to actually make a purchase? The fourth one, how important is the brand influencer fit? We want to know if Gen Z can tell when a partnership feels natural versus when it feels forced, and whether that affects how they perceive the product. And lastly, do these four elements work together to signify that whether or not Gen Z will actually buy the product? So overall, these 5 questions shape the design of our questionnaire, the structures of our data analysis, and ultimately the direction of our research. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Elisa Vera and I will be presenting research finding. For this research project, we adopted a quantitative research designed to investigate how various aspects of influencer marketing affect Gen Z purchase intentions in Malaysia. Data were collected using Google Form. The questionnaire targeted individuals aged to 18 to 27 years old, all of whom belong to the Gen Z demographic. We successfully gathered 102 valid responses, and the dataset was 100% complete with no missing entries. This demonstrates effective targeting and digital engagement, especially given Gen Z familiarity with online tools. The data were then analyzed using several statistical techniques, which are descriptive analysis to understand central tendency, correlation analysis to explore relationship, and we also use multiple regressions analysis to examine the influence of the independent variables on Gen Z purchase intentions. Next, I'm going to explain about multiple regressions analysis. The regression analysis tested 4 independent variables, which are influencer credibility, content quality, brand influencer fit, and frequency of exposure. The dependent variable in this study was purchase intention. The result reveals that influencer credibility had a standardized beta value of 0.395 with a p-value of 0.002, while brand influencer fit had a beta value of 0.412 and a p-value of 0.001. These values indicate that both factors had a statistically significant positive influence on purchase intentions. On the other hand, content quality and frequency of exposures show positive coefficients, but their p-value were 0.431 and 0.706 respectively, which means they were not statistically significant in predicting Gen Z purchase behavior in this model. The R-square value was 0.516, indicating that around 51.6% of the variation in purchase intention among Gen Z respondents could be explained by the 4 influencer marketing variables included in our study. This suggests that influencer credibility and brand alignment are key predictors of consumer intent among young people, while content and exposure alone are less persuasive. That's all from me. Thank you.
Next, I'm going to explain more about the descriptive analysis. So lastly, we conducted the descriptive analysis to understand general perceptions among respondents. So each construct was measured using items on a 5-point Likert scale, ranging from strongly disagree to strongly agree. So the mean score were as follows. The first one is influencer credibility, which is 3.61, and the second one is content quality, which is 3.63. The third one is brand influences fit, which is 3.52, and the next one is frequency of exposure, which is 3.56, and last one is purchase intention, which is 3.48. So this mean score suggests that respondents generally agreed, though not strongly, that these factors influence their perceptions and behavior, and the score reflects a moderate level of agreement, which aligns with Gen Z's more critical and selective nature when engaging with marketing content. So in addition, the reliability tests showed that it's acceptable to excellent internal consistency. So all the constructs has Cron-Batch alpha values above 0.7, with influencer credibility achieving 0.890, indicating excellent reliability. So this confirms that the construct used in the survey were statistically valid and internally consistent, and therefore it's suitable for drawing meaningful conclusions. Next is the correlation analysis. So to support these findings, we also examined the Pearson correlation coefficients between the variables. All the correlations were found to be positive and statistically significant at a 0.01 level. So the most notable relationships were, the first one is influencer credibility and purchase intentions, which is R equals to 0.670. The next one is brand influencer fit and purchase intention, also R equals to 0.670. And the third one is content quality, which is R equals to 0.513. And for the next one is frequency of exposure, which is R 0.534. So these results, it indicates that Gen Z respondents are more likely to be influenced by influencers they trust, and when there is a clear fit between the brand and the influencers. So although the content quality and exposure had moderate correlations, they were not strong enough to significantly predict purchasing behavior in the regression model.
Now let's dive into the discussion of our findings. We found that influencer credibility and brand influencer fit have the biggest effect on Gen Z's decision to buy something. This means that if the influencer is seen as trustworthy, honest, and really fits the brand they promote, Gen Z is more likely to listen and maybe buy the product. We also looked at content quality and how often we see the post. These two did have a positive effect, but not a strong one. So even if the content looks good or we see it many times, it doesn't mean Gen Z will always want to buy it. What matters more is whether we trust the influencer and if they feel genuine. This shows that for Gen Z, it's not about cool or frequent content, it's about being real. We follow influencers who seem honest, relatable, and not just promoting products for money. Our findings are similar to past research. Other studies also show that trust and authenticity are super important when it comes to influencer marketing. So, brands should focus on working with influencers who truly match their image and connect well with the audience. And that's the best way to get Gen Z interested and build real trust.
To conclude our study, we found that influencer marketing does have a positive impact on Gen Z's purchase intention in Malaysia. And among the factors we studied, influencer credibility and brand influencer fit showed the strongest influence. This means Gen Z is more likely to consider a purchase when they trust the influencer and when the influencer genuinely matches the brand. And while content quality and frequency of exposure also played a role, their impact was not as significant. And this shows that just posting often or having good visual is not enough. Authenticity and trust matter more to Gen Z. So for marketers, it's important to focus on building genuine relationships between brands and influencers to create content that truly resonates with the Gen Z's audience. Thank you.